per day. And what is all about? They want to know exactly who you are, what you're doing, what you're thinking, how you live your lifestyle, and they give you an idea. The whole idea, the intention behind it is that they want to analyze your pattern of life. That's what they say. They want to analyze your pattern of life. And do you know what the program is called by GCHQ? It's called Karma Police. You know, after a song, Karma Police, meaning karma will catch up with you. And you know how they track you? They track you on Google, they track you on Facebook, they track you on Microsoft, they track you on Reddit, they track you on YouTube, they track you on Amazon, and for all you people out there, they track you on YouPorn adult video sites. Every time you log on, they have an exact idea as to what you are thinking right now. Because you're searching for something on Google, so you're searching for something that you want to know about. So they know, and they can create a pattern and a profile about who you are. And they're utilizing the surveillance. And trust me, if you thought Dajjal was one-eyed, he has five-eyed followers of his. Right? And they are literally known as the five eyes of the surveillance community. They're literally called the five eyes. And it is America, it is United Kingdom, it is Canada, it is Australia, and New Zealand. They have an agreement between themselves that they won't spy on each other, but besides the fact that America spies on Britain, that's besides the issue. And Edward Snowden, when he exposed everything, he said the National Security Agency, which is the American one, this is the British one I'm talking about. Right? The National Security Agency in America is even worse. They spy on the United Nations. They spy on the International Atomic Agency. They spy on Pakistan People's Party. They spy on the Ikhwan, Muslim Brotherhood. And they have legal standing to be able to engage in any amount of spying that they want to do. All of you on WhatsApp, I'm not. When Facebook bought in 2014, if you read an article about almost a month ago, you will know now that they are freely sending off all the information from WhatsApp to Facebook, where it's one company, one family now. Right? They give them your number, and all the information that goes on your WhatsApp goes to Facebook, so the next time you log on to Facebook, they will have advertising out there suited to your requirements. Suited to your requirements. Where is this all going? Where is this all going? What is the intention behind it? How much of this information has been used for greater, for the greater benefit of mankind? Very little. Very little. Yet they're mining this data. And mining of this data is for one thing only, and that is for business. For business only. And for personal and for economic gain. But I don't want to touch on that issue. I'm just touching on a more important issue. That was just to scare you. The more important issue is that in this modern era, Muslim youth out there are so taken aback by this information age and by this information era that they become virtual slaves to all the negative wahi that is being transmitted to them 24/7, whether it's through email, whether it's through YouTube, whether it's through Facebook, whether it's through any other social medium that you can think of out there, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. If they were to spend the amount of time that they did in 1 hour receiving negative wahi through all of these social media sites, if they were to spend in what they do in 1 hour in a day, if they were to spend that amount of time engaging with the Holy Quran, engaging with wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you would see a different community of youth out there. That's my concern. And the issue here is, which I want to bring to your attention, is that the people out there who are doing all of this are trying to achieve a level wherein they will, in their minds, supersede God. And they will have absolute control over you. They know what you eat, they know what you do. They want to become alimun khabir. Because their whole agenda is what Fir'aun said many thousands of years ago, Ana rabbukumul ala, I am your Lord Most High. He said, Fir'aun asked, قال فرعون آمنتم به قبل أن آذن لكم. Fir'aun told him, how dare you, magicians, believe in Musa before I gave you permission? Before I gave you permission, who told you to believe in Musa? Meaning, I will even dictate what you think and what you must believe in. And if you don't have my permission, you don't have the permission to believe in something. And this is where we have reached right now, in the era of the modern Fir'auns. They tell you what to believe in. They tell you what to eat. They tell you what to do. And what is the greatest weapon in their arsenal out there to capture people is the weapon of knowledge. The weapon of knowledge. Let me inform you, brothers. This is where this is the crux of my discussion. Knowledge as they think they possess, by virtue of the information that they have, great. You've collected information in 2 days that humanity hasn't acquired since the beginning of time till 2003. Great news. What are you going to do with it? You really think you've reached the pinnacle of knowledge? Wallah, you haven't come close to the knowledge of Musa alayhi salam. Let's leave Allah's knowledge aside. Let's not even go there. You haven't come close to the knowledge of Musa alayhi salam. You haven't come close to the knowledge of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. You haven't come close to the knowledge of these are Anbiya. You haven't come close to the knowledge of Khizr alayhi salam. You haven't come close to the knowledge of Ummatis of Sulaiman alayhi salam. You haven't come close to the knowledge of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. Don't get taken away by all of this exponential information that you're being bombarded with, and all of these so-called technological advances. Wallahi, they are not. If you were to read a book, which if you had to put into a PDF document, would be about 1.2 megs. Leave alone 27 zettabytes, 20 to the power 27, or 27 to the power 20. One Quran, 6,000 plus minus 600 verses. Pick it up and ask them, how far have you advanced in knowledge? Let's leave Isa alayhi salam. Let's leave Musa alayhi salam. Let's go to Asif bin Barkhia, who was an ummati of Sulaiman alayhi salam. Sulaiman alayhi salam asked the people a question, and there were shayateen al-ins there as well, and jinn there as well, because he had control over the species of jinn and human beings. That's another one. You're still looking for alien life. If you're looking for life out there, UFOs, Quran speaks about it like there's nothing around. Sulaiman alayhi salam has control over them. He says, Allahu Akbar. Anyway, the story goes like this, that Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam said, can anyone bring me the throne of Bilqis? So, قَالَ عِفْرِيتٌ مِنَ الْجِنِّ. Then Ifrit, a species of jinn said, from amongst the jinn said, he said, I can bring it to you before your session comes to an end. Sulaiman alayhi salam said, not good enough. This is not about transmission of information, this is the transmission of real objects. And her throne was plus minus 30 meters wide, or 26 meters wide and 30 meters high, according to tafsir. Bilqis. Okay? قَالَ الَّذِي آتَيْتَهُ عِلْمٌ مِّنَ الْكِتَابِ. From the ummatis of Sulaiman alayhi salam, who was a human being, he says, قَالَ الَّذِي آتَيْتَهُ عِلْمٌ مِّنَ الْكِتَابِ. Allah had granted him knowledge of the book. Which book? Quran? No Quran in the era of Sulaiman alayhi salam. This was the knowledge of the cosmic secrets of the universe, the workings of the creation of the universe, and how these principles work. He says, قَالَ الَّذِي آتَيْتَهُ عِلْمٌ مِّنَ الْكِتَابِ أَنَا آتِيكَ بِهِ قَبْلَ أَنْ يَرْتَدَّ إِلَيْكَ طَرْفُكَ. He said, I can bring you this massive throne before you bat an eyelid. In a nanosecond. Take all your metadata, take all your fiber optics, take your 100 meg lines, and all you can do is transmit information in bits and bytes. Come back to Sulaiman alayhi salam's era and tell me when you can transport massive objects like this before you can bat an eyelid. That internet has been created yet by man. But it existed. The technology existed in the era of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, and an ummati of Sulaiman alayhi salam had access to it. Leave the Nabi. Leave the Nabi, and ummati of Sulaiman alayhi salam has access to it almost 3,000-4,000 years ago. Really? Do you really think humanity is that advanced? Khizr alayhi salatu wasalam. They say electricity can't light the future. With all your electricity, with all your knowledge out there, you can't predict anything. Electricity can't light the future. You don't have access to the true data centers out there. And the greatest data center is called Lawhul Mahfuz, the well-preserved tablet. Doesn't come close to any of Apple's tablets. Or Apple doesn't come close to those tablets. Okay? What is the Lawhul Mahfuz? Take Khizr alayhi salatu wasalam. Right? He informed Musa alayhi salatu wasalam about the cosmic dimensions of the world and the cosmic workings of the world. And what does he do? He discusses and he engages, and he, so to speak, with the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, intervenes in day-to-day situations. changing, so to speak, the course of people's lives according to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because he knows what has happened in the past, because Allah has given him the information. He knows what is currently taking place, and he knows what the future occurrences will be there if the process is not in any way turned in a certain different direction. And that is exactly what the story of Musa and Khizr alayhi salam is all about. Musa alayhi salam is astounded. He kills a young child of 11, 12 years of age. Musa alayhi salam, what is this supposed to be? You're taking the life of somebody, and this is the command of Allah. You are building a wall. But he knows the history, that 7 generations ago, a pious man had left a treasure for his family out there, and he didn't want it to be lost. So he rebuilt the wall. He knows past, he knows present, he knows future. Why? He has access to Lawhul Mahfuz. Count that with your 27 zettabytes, and see how close that comes. We're talking about modernity, and we're talking about modern medicine. Come to Isa alayhi salam, please. Please come to him. 2,000 years ago. وَأُبْرِئُ الْأَكْمَهَ وَالْأَبْرَصَ وَأُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. He said, I can cure the leper and the one who's born blind with the command of Allah. Ask any doctor, if you don't have an optic nerve, there's no doctor on planet Earth who can give you sight. Nor do they have the ability to even invent something like an optic nerve. Illa mashallah, except when Allah wills it. But Isa alayhi salam passed his hands over it. No laser up, no opening up there and doing, no, nothing, no anything. Khalas, pass your hand over it, khalas, done. Done. وَأُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. And bringing the dead back to life. Not a guy who just went out there and you just shocked him back to life. No, he's dead, buried. Dead and buried. Dead for maybe 80, 90, 100 years. And Isa alayhi salam said, Qum bi'idhnillah, get up, with the command of Allah. He has the ability with the power of Allah to bring the ruh back into that life. And then he has the power, Isa alayhi salam, so I asked him, do you want to still live on planet Earth, or you want to go back to there? No, I want to die. I was better off there. Don't get taken away. Don't get taken away. Don't get swept away. The knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He's granted to His servants 3,000, 4,000 years ago is so vast that this exponential information age can't catch up with it. And Allah only knows whether they will be able to catch up with it. But we're in the era of Masjid Dajjal. We're in the era that is coming close to that era. And right now, it will be that very same technology which will mesmerize people. Which will make them think that there's our gods. And all of these things here are setting up the stage for it. And we need to protect ourselves and our ummah. Allah give us tawfiq. I don't have much time to complete, inshallah ta'ala. But you got the gist of it there. Be very careful. This knowledge won't prepare you for your akhirah. This type of information out there is only there to get you, more into their grips. And the more we fall for it, the more we lose ourselves and lose our sense of identity. Because literally, they control everything that you do. The subliminal advertising, you'll be shocked what it does. You'll be shocked what it does. Allah give us tawfiq, inshallah ta'ala.